Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, I'm gonna save you from making mistakes that a lot of first-time brewers make with big, expensive systems that are even appliances. And I wanna make sure that you don't make those mistakes and damage your equipment. So keep watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, keep hitting the subscribe and I've got a lot more coming for you. But these are common things that home brewers do when they first start out and they damage their equipment or they mess it up or they cause some major problems. I'll give you the first one right off the bat. Before we start cleaning, if you have chlorine bleach, keep it as far away from your brewing equipment as humanly possible. I'm allergic to that stuff, so I'm good, but you don't want chlorine anywhere near this. You'll end up getting off flavors, you'll get residual, it can damage your equipment. Just no. Okay? There's a few others I'm gonna go over. Now, on this system, if you're worried about the outside, where is it? There it is. A paper towel and a little water or a very light cleaning solution, something super light. Just, you're wiping it down, nothing special. Okay, you're not gonna eat anything off of these surfaces. This is cosmetic. Just clean it nicely, gently, you're done, okay? Now let's get into the important things. Go take the lid off. You can check this. If you got something on the bottom of the lid there, you're really messy. I thought I was messy. Okay, before we take this out, there's a couple little tricks I need to make sure that you're aware of. Take this off, okay? Pop this off. Do not just pull it up. You have to release it. Remember, it's got a clamp in there. And it should be all the way at the bottom because you're not drinking beer out of this little plastic tip. You're drinking beer out of food grade hose. Yes, it's a food grade hose. And this is really easy to clean. And if it ever gets really funky for some reason, I'm betting it'd probably be very inexpensive to replace. You're talking maybe $1 or $2 with shipping and everything. You might pay $5 or $10 and only need this piece of hose and have a like 10-foot piece. But yeah, so, and I would expect eventually iGulu is gonna sell a lot of these little parts in case somebody needed them for whatever reason. But take this out, set it aside, okay? Release the air. If you already have that still on there, you're not gonna clean the air thing, leave it alone, okay? Lift this up. There's a trick with this that can actually damage or hurt you. But in here, just wipe it with the moist paper towel. It should be clean. If you did have spill, like I told you when I did the first brew, clean it immediately. If you forgot and it's still in there, you might need a little elbow grease because it's gonna be sticky and dry. So let's take this because this is done. I mean, if you want to shoot a little water through there, that's fine, just in case something got on the very tip, or hold a little bit there just to make sure it's clean on the tip, that's fine, okay? But don't worry about that. This, it's rubber. I don't know if it's dishwasher safe. I would assume so, but don't trust me on that one. Just simply put it under your sink, a little scrub pad or something, or a scrub brush, make sure it's super clean, rinse, let it drip dry this way, dry this side off because this side's smooth. That's the hardest thing, is to dry in between those grooves. I think I've got a little bit of moisture still in there, and all I did was rinse it off under the sink for about 10 seconds. Okay, on this, the C-clamp, which is this piece you gotta pop off, sometimes it's really snug and you're like pulling and it won't come off. Don't force it. You're gonna damage it or you're gonna hurt yourself. You gotta pull that, okay? It's a little, and I already did it earlier today, but it's a pressure relief valve, PRV. Let all the air out, and as soon as you let the air out, push the orange thing down and it'll be loose. Much safer. You pop it off, and when you open it, you won't get hit in the face with the lid because you had so much pressure built up. You take that off. We should not need to clean this. If for some reason got on, just a little paper towel, water, all good. Okay, in here, and this is a little harder to get off, I've learned. Maybe I should have left a little pressure, but that's okay. There it goes. Okay. First of all, you may notice the little straw doesn't go all the way to the bottom. That yeast all sits down there. Lots of B vitamins, but it's really bitter. You don't want to drink it. But that was in your beer and it sat at the bottom. So when you're pulling that beer up, you're getting all the beer without all that gunk. It's a good thing. If you do get all that gunk for some strange reason, you're gonna get a nice boost of B vitamins, but it's probably gonna be bitter. So as you can see though, we've got some crust built up. That's from when it was fermenting and going up there and it creates kind of a crust. We're gonna need to clean that, but before we clean it, we're gonna rinse it really good. Then for the cleaner, I'm gonna tell you flat out, if you don't have any other brewing equipment, buy One Step. It's gonna come in a container kind of like this. I'm out of it. I'll show you a picture over here somewhere. Yes, I'll leave a link. Yes, it'll be like an Amazon affiliate. I think I get like a quarter. You don't pay anything extra. If it's on sale, you get all the discounts. So yeah, definitely throw me a little chump change there. If you have steel wool, you better throw that away. You don't need that on this anywhere. If you have one of these, do not use the green. It will scratch the plastic. It will allow bacteria and other things to hide in there, and your beer will never taste good again because you'll get an infection. Do not use this. Do not use anything with a real heavy abrasive. It will damage it. If you have the yellow side, you can use that. If you have the yellow sponge without the green, you're fine. Super soft, little elbow grease, a little detergent, which is that One Step. It's a one-step cleaner. You put a gallon of water, I think it's, you double check the instructions, but I think it's like a teaspoon out of an 8-ounce container that's like $10 delivered. You do that, you shake it up, you reach inside, you rinse it out, or wipe it down, you rinse it out. You don't have to rinse it, it's a no-rinse cleaner because it's using oxygen to clean everything. But I like to rinse it because I just don't trust any kind of chemical. And just wipe it down, you're good to go. When you have the cleaner in there, put this in there, soak it in there in some warm water. Don't put hot water in here. Just nice warm water. You can look at the specs. I think it's something like 130 or 150 degrees Fahrenheit it's rated for. I want to say it's 150, but doesn't mean you need to stress test it. You know what I'm saying? Clean that out. If you do decide to get Star San, a little bit of Star San and some water, rinse it a few times, it'll be crystal clean, no big deal. Okay, I do expect that iGulu will start selling this hose, so if you ever damage it, you can get another one. If not, hopefully, I'll get the specs on it. You should be able to buy something like this super cheap if you ever do damage it or forget to clean it and it gets crusty inside. Yeah, please don't do that. Quick tip I almost forgot about. You're not gonna be able to clean this, and you need to clean it unless you put this on. The reason is when you put this on, it opens up the little valve so that you can actually run the flow through it and clean it. I would clean this heavily. This, you just need to rinse it really, really good. Maybe run a little cleaner through it, would definitely not hurt, but you have to have this attached to do it. You don't need to clean the air or the PRV other than you can run some hot water over it, do like that, shake it out. But yeah, don't forget, you can't clean this all the way through without this connected. So just a little tip there. So other things you can use. Now, if you're gonna have other brewing equipment, your PBW, which is an alkaline, breaks down organics, and then your Star San, which is your sanitizer, which is an acid wash, are the go-tos in home brewing. The problem, and the reason I'm recommending One Step over these, is that this is kind of expensive when you're buying this type of stuff. And if you're gonna brew a lot, it's worth it. If you're not gonna brew a lot, the One Step is just fine. I use this actually to get stains out of clothes, stains off of things, and even when I have a nice cooking pan that's really caked in something from like a blackening, yeah, this stuff's awesome. So there's other uses. You can't use it around the house. This is my go-to sponge, okay? And it's the little smiley, the yellow one. It's not real abrasive. It feels a little abrasive, but it doesn't seem to cause scratches. I'm not putting a lot of elbow grease behind it. If you're gonna, be Mr. Incredible Hulk, use the soft one, don't use this. And other things you could use is like Be Bright Cleaner. They all work really well, and a Be Bright Cleaner is a rinse. You do have to rinse it afterwards. The One Step, you do not have to rinse it. It's just very simple. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna rinse this out, rinse the straw. The straw, you take it off, clean it really good. I'm gonna rinse this. Then I'm gonna put, if I were you, I would do One Step, fill it up, close it, shake it really good, then reach in, wipe everything down, make sure it's super clean. I would rinse it once or twice after that even. The reason being is that after you clean it, you're gonna have some of the stuff floating around in that cleaning water. Yeah, no. And feel free to rinse it twice. I mean, the key is if you scratch it inside, you damage something or you don't clean it properly, your future beers are gonna suffer. And the beer that came out of this was amazing. So if the next beer doesn't come out amazing and has a funk to it, it probably something you did and you don't wanna do it. You wanna keep everything super sterile, or I won't say sterile, sanitized. You're not gonna get it sterile, you'd have to cook it and you'd melt it. But yeah, sanitized as best as you possibly can. I'll leave links in the description for the One Step and the PBW, Star San, things like that. But I'll put the One Step at the top because that's really what you need. So yeah, don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. I'm gonna clean this up. I got another beer to brew. Cheers.